There is no cure for EB, and EB is fatal.
Hey, how are you?
I've been asked a lot if I feel like I'm on borrowed time, but I don't, because my time is my own. I'm going to use it to the best of my capabilities. This week I have a shoot with Vogue Italia. I never would have thought in a million years that my ugly legs could get me into Vogue. Okay, where are my glasses? My name is Lucy Bell. I'm 21 and I have recessive dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa. EB is a family of genetic skin conditions. It is caused by a lack of collagen 7, which is the anchoring fiber that connects your bottom layer of skin to your top layer of skin. EB affects every surface of my body, including interior surfaces. This includes my skin, my throat, my eyes, and every internal organ as well. There is no cure for EB, and EB is fatal. I've been asked a lot if I feel like I'm on borrowed time. You can't sit around and worry about when you're meant to die, because it's useless. It'll ruin your day. Don't have just one book about Middle English literature, or two. I have 4. There are a lot of everyday things that could damage my skin that most people might not think of. Friction is really bad for my skin. So if there were to be any excess friction applied to my body, that would also shear off my skin. Jamie, which module are you in this semester?
Michelangelo.
I'm
really excited for.
I'm in Da Vinci. Things like stubbing my toe, opening a jar, opening a bottle, brushing my teeth, taking a shower, even just getting out of bed in the wrong way. Over time, scar tissue doesn't stretch, it contracts. So that meant that the scar tissue on my hands was pulling my fingers into my palm in a process called mittening. If left alone, that meant I could lose my fingers and my thumb completely. So last summer, I had a release surgery. They released my right hand and all of my fingers and my thumb from this restrictive scar tissue, thereby giving me the range of motion in my hand back. This is my splint that I have to wear every day, every night. It is important to make sure that my fingers don't go back into a curved shape. There was a point where I felt like my scarring defined me because it was the first thing people would see of me. No one wakes up every day just loving themselves.
Hey, how are you?
It's always a process for everyone, especially if you have a visible condition that makes you look different. But I don't let this stop me from doing things I like. I could see my scars as something negative, as something to fight against, or I could see it as proof of my own survival. I can't make outfits, that's why I wear dresses.
Of course, one of the first things I saw about Lucy were her scars.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable, but I saw past that so quickly. She was just so open with herself and her personality and everything. My lasting impression of Lucy wasn't someone who was defined by her scars. It was someone who didn't let her scars define her.
I saw how people reacted to me and wanted to change that. So last year was a really big year for me. I gave my first TEDx talk for my university in April. I was able to attend a conference in Italy for rare skin conditions and talk about EB. This week I have a shoot with Fanta Body in collaboration with Vogue Italia for their campaign called I Am the Woman I Am.
Are you nervous for it?
I'm a little bit nervous just because of the names attached to it. I mean, Vogue is something you couldn't even dream of. I'll be nervous when I'm on the train to London, for sure. I really just can't believe that I'm able to experience this opportunity. I never would have thought that my so-called ugly legs could get me into Vogue.
Hi, Gwen. Hey.
It's so nice to meet you in person. good.
Finally, how are you?
Good.
So we are shooting this story for Fantabody, which is an Italian brand who always pick those amazing women to be photographed and interviewed.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. So we have this, which is really cool. It's a mesh shirt, and we also have a really sparkly bodysuit, which will be amazing. What did you think whenever you saw my skin condition and that you'd be working with someone with EB?
It's not the first time, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It kind of validates what I'm doing, like I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing. I didn't want to be told I wouldn't find love or happiness or a successful career due to my scarring. I never thought whenever I first started posting pictures and talking about living with EB that it would get such attention and that people would actually care. We can become our own role models. So that's what I'm trying to do for myself. I want people to know that like visible disabilities and sexuality are not two things that can never interact. I want other people to recognize that there's nothing wrong with my body.
Let's start like this.
Because you know, growing up, we're told that people with disabilities, especially once they're visible, aren't attractive, and love is meant for someone else whose body doesn't look like mine. But I disagree. I'm happy to live in a time where we're starting to embrace our differences.
Yeah, it was great.
And they're absolutely the best pictures I've ever been in.
Oh my God.
It was incredible to see the photos come up on the screen. And I was like, oh my God, that really is me. I'm used to being sensationalized, and it'll be nice to be able to control my narrative more. I'm not doomed to live a life of pain. I'm happy, and I'm alive.